name is Chelsey Simpson. I'm co-owner of Urban Agrarian, and Urban Agrarian is a locally sourced grocery store. We have been in business for 15 years this spring, so we're really excited about that. We have locations in downtown Oklahoma City and downtown Edmond, and we're not just a grocery store, but we're a food hub. And that means that we source directly from local producers across the state, not just fruits and vegetables, but meat and pasta and cheese and everything else. I just thought this painting looked joyful. This looks like somebody who has access to a lot of good fruit, and I think that's always something I'm drawn to, you know, in my work at Urban Agrarian and elsewhere in the food world. Just, you know, access to a lot of nice food is just kind of the groundwork of what we're aiming for everybody to have. I'm drawn to collage and a little bit of magical realism as well. One of the things I noticed with this painting is that this person has access to global fruit. So this isn't just, you know, your local roundup of seasonal things. You know, there's a coconut and a watermelon at the same time. And I think that there's a little bit of playfulness going on with all that, and that's reflected in the description as well. So it made me feel like I kind of understood it as the artist intended to. I think in a lot of discussions about food and food access and supporting local food, there are a lot of heavy issues that come into play. I've worked for different nonprofits and things across my 15 years of, you know, local food advocacy work. And what gets lost sometimes is just the joy of food. And so this isn't necessarily a picture of some locally harvested something. It's just a joyful picture with a lot of fruit in it. And I think that that drew me to this. In Oklahoma, fruit is one of the harder crops for us to get our hands on, really. And it's a hard climate that we have here. We're not quite cool enough to be a fantastic berry state necessarily. We get a lot of good strawberries, a lot of good blueberries and blackberries, but it can be a little bit fleeting sometimes. And we also have a lot of pests and different things that can get into our tree fruit. We've had a really bad peach crop, like 3 of the last 4 years, for example. And so a lot of times our work at Urban Agrarian will hang on the success of a good peach crop. And as does the orchard that we work with, Livesey Orchards in Porter, far more than our work, of course. It's their entire life's work, what they're doing on their farm. So I think, you know, we've been really waiting with bated breath this spring to see if there's going to be another freeze, if there's going to be a hailstorm, all of these things that will challenge the crop. And so I think I've just always got my eye out for what looks like a really successful harvest. And it's been something I've been thinking about, particularly the last few weeks, just knowing that this time of year in March there are buds on the trees, and there's a lot of hopeful things coming. You know, to have so much fruit that you just toss it with wild abandon, you know, and it doesn't look uncared for. Like, this isn't trash, somebody's coming back for this coconut. And that looks really exciting to me.